Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian. We're back with more Superman and Lois. Last episode, that dude's dead. The assassin has been assassinated by someone with laser vision, and there's the theory going around that it's a bunch of different people being experimented on, given Kryptonian powers, but only semblances of it, like that guy with super strength and durability, high durability. And that I'm assuming that's Lar, maybe with laser vision. But somebody else pointed in the comments that the girl, or the woman that shot the guy full of laser vision, was the girl at the Daily Planet with Morgan Edge. I haven't gone back to look at the footage of that, so I don't know. I don't know if this is the camera or the TV, but I look extremely yellow. That'll probably be fixed in post. Anyway, yeah, what's it? Lois has gotten the lead, but the guy was, Edge is obviously keeping an eye on that kind of crap. What's her name? Sharon? Their name? She almost got killed. She was really close to being killed. I guess Lois showed up just in time. Clark showed up to save both of them. Yeah, Sharon Powell. We didn't see Captain Luthor at all last episode. Jordan has joined the football team. I'm interested to see how that goes, and I'm hoping he learns to better control himself. The biggest test will be obviously, when he gets like in the heat of the moment, when adrenaline's pumping, when he gets upset, when emotions are flying. I mean, luckily that's why Clark's there, who is an assistant coach, being the best Clark that he could ever be. Oh God.
Maintain your course.
Was that Morgan Edge?
Now the resurrection begins.
Ah! Resurrection.
That cheer coach is my wife, Lana. Yeah, she also works at your bank. Big fan of all the changes you made, by the way.
She's an employee of mine.
Yes, sir?
Uh-oh.
Then I insist she join us for dinner.
No. No, Lana, no, don't experiment on Lana, please.
That's not a bad idea.
Yes. Okay, so, I mean, he didn't kill the guy. This is a pretty fair, tackle. And it led to, alright.
Something you want to tell me?
Moving out of Metropolis raised a red flag. Nobody's seen you in the skies. Crime groups like Intergang are already planning an uptick of activity. The higher-ups want to transfer high-risk inmates out of Metropolis Penitentiary. Why? Because if Superman's not around, the site is more vulnerable to attack.
So what, is he supposed to babysit a prison?
Show of good faith?
Cast.
What? Dude, are we getting meteor freaks? No way!
Gorgeous husband, love of my life,
Uh-oh.
really, and my dear personal champion. A tiny favor to ask.
Does it have anything to do with your dad?
No, he's in national security mode. It has to do with the assembly.
I was annoyed. He made me uncomfortable, and you didn't even notice. Is that where our marriage is at?
So, okay, Lana, you want me to get in the guy's face because he dared to talk to you?
Oh, God.
I mean, I could have been a jerk to your boss, too, but then you would have been pissed at that, right? Wait, that came out wrong.
Whatever. I need some air.
Lana.
World-renowned journalist. Shortlisted for the Pulitzer twice, and you move here with your unemployed husband and 2 adolescent boys. Seems like there must be something here that's very important to you. Maybe I'll find out what that is.
Is that a threat?
Well, I could offer you your old job back on condition you play by the rules. But let's be honest. You'll never work at the Daily Planet again. You're past your prime, playing a high-stakes game with a losing hand.
Society is spoiled rotten. I think they need a wake-up call.
I don't like it. Oh, good.
See, the thing is, that's not chewing gum. It's a temperature-sensitive synthetic polymer resin I made in the sink of my prison cell.
Tag. Alright. Tag.
Fine. Fine.
Bishop 6, Intergang has attacked the prison transfer. Bishop 6, respond.
Dad, something's wrong.
Oh, crap. And he's not gonna be... Ah! Either one. But, oh, this one's a little more immediate.
What I do know is your dad is very special. I didn't want you to know that, yet here we are. And given that your dad is the most important force for good in the entire world, that means you have an obligation too. Don't waste his time. Try to think about the fact that when your dad gets distracted, lives are at stake. Understood?
Yes, sure.
And act accordingly.
You clench your jaw when you're mad.
I'm not mad.
Well, you should be. I said I was going to be there and I wasn't.
Clark, can we not do this right now? I am not in the mood.
I just want to apologize, and I want you to know that
Babe, I don't need an excuse. I know you have an excuse. You're Superman.
Lois.
Okay, fine, I'm mad. And I know it's irrational because I understand that there were lives at stake, but this was so important to me. And we lost the vote, by the way, and now I'm feeling guilty for wanting you to do something you said you would do.
And then I find out he moved to Metropolis. And I was like, wait, what? Clark in the city? He comes back to visit and he's a whole new guy. Confident, self-assured, stands up straight, razor sharp. It didn't take long for me to figure it out. It was you.
Sorry, I'll fix it. You can't afford a burger. How are you gonna pay for some nice-ass furniture?
For this sonic blaster to work, I needed you in closer range. Now pay attention. Let me show you what this baby can do.
Ah! Oh my god!
Tag, just breathe. Just breathe. It's gonna be okay.
You control it. Let's get away.
You need to use the ELT, okay? I think I did this to him. What? Jordan! Just breathe. It's gonna be okay. Where's the ELT? Dad.
This kid's on the line, man. He don't care. Oh, with those people. They're fine.
The air's been up here. It'll help calm you down.
I've honestly been really jealous about all of it, and I'm sorry about that. But Jordan, look, I do know this. You would never hurt anyone, ever. So whatever happened, it was an accident, okay? was an accident. Wait, there's a special school for kids with powers? It's pretty cool.
No, it's not. How many of these kids are there?
That's classified. But let's just say...
Look, guys, we have to be clear on something. Why did you wait so long to use the ELT? Why didn't you call me the minute you knew something was wrong?
Oh, Jesus. They look red.
You cannot tell the boys not to come to me for help.
My point was to help them see the life and death stakes of your job.
My job is I'm their dad. That's my job.
You're not just their dad. You're the most important person in the world. And now that they know that, they need to respect the obligation that comes with it.
I have to respect that obligation. Me.
I made a choice to dedicate my life to the armed service.
You could have done both. That's what Clark is doing, and I see him struggle with it every day. So how dare you tell him he can't be the father he is because you never bothered to give it a go. You keep pushing us, you won't be welcome here anymore.
Fine.
Mom, can you stop being an investigative reporter for just 1 second? I don't know. Surprised?
Oh, Jordan's such a sweetheart.
I was thinking about all of those date nights that I've missed, and I thought we could play a little catch-up.
Stupid show.
No matter what's going on, what I'm up against, my time with you, it's what gets me through everything else. My first thought of the day, and my last thought at night. And I love you.
Go.
I'll be fast, I promise.
I'll be waiting. Hey, I love you too.
I've reason to believe we may need to consider a contingency plan. I want you to open a new protocol. Call it Project 7734.
We now own the rights to this land, which holds enough X-Kryptonite to resurrect an army.
Assuming we can find enough willing candidates.
Oh, I'm not concerned. As you know, I have an eye for talent.
Is that different? What? Uh-oh. What's X-Kryptonite? That's a lot. Is it yellow kryptonite? It's like green and then yellow and I think maybe red? Or is that just like a yellow with a light going through the mix and look orange? What is X-Kryptonite? What does it mean by resurrect an army? What? Is he killing them, then bringing them back as super powered people? Okay, so maybe the other guy was like one of the first, like the one that was killed, one of the first models, essentially, one of the first attempts of the experiments, and this lady's one of the more recent ones, so she's got more than just laser vision. This is the same woman, right? Because I mean, then she'd have laser vision and super strength, so she has more than one. But maybe it's just those two, or maybe she just still doesn't have all of them. But again, it could still just be a progression. What is it? Resurrect. Were those people supposed to die? Like, did he purposefully? Man, I don't. God dang it, Lane. What are you doing? Like, what's your protocol gonna be? Like, to kill Clark? I mean, because you're basing it off of this guy that's saying not to protect Clark. I mean, Clark isn't showing like he's going to attack you or the people. I mean, granted, he did also kind of shockwave and people were caught in it, but it wasn't like, you know, they didn't really hurt them. They knocked them back. The only ones that really hurt, knocked out was, you know, this Kilgrave guy. Kilgrave? Kilgore? I don't know. I know there's a Kilgore in The Flash. Could be their version of it. Or just the whole, yeah, their version of it. Or a Kilgrave. The only Kilgrave I know is from Jessica Jones. I was really hoping he was trying to be better at when he made that call. But something just did kind of feel off. I just didn't know how exactly. And I get what Sam was talking, what he's coming from, where he's coming from. I mean, Clark does, he feels Clark he feels Clark should be responsible for the world. Okay, I get it, but I'm trying to figure out how to word it, because saying it like that just sounds so like he doesn't have, like he's not obligated necessarily to do so, to protect the world. He's chosen to do so because he wants to protect people. But yet it's not necessarily his job. And unfortunately, he does kind of have to put his family first. Unfortunately, General Lane doesn't really have that viewpoint, as evidenced by the fact that he neglected Lois, and I don't know if she has a sister in here. She's had a sister in the past, like if she has one in because in the Supergirl, that Lois was in the Supergirl show, and what was her name? I'm blanking real hard. Her younger sister, the girl that James dated. I don't remember her name. I feel it's been a while. It's season 1. So can't remember. Funnily enough, the generals look different. Now that I remember, because they did show General Lane before. It was very different from this General Lane. Whatever. I guess that's kind of showing this is just a different world, I guess, or a different universe, maybe? Because I was thinking, I don't know, I thought they were, maybe maybe Crisis just changed him, because it changed Morgan Edge. But anyway, as I was trying to, the point being is that he neglected his family, and it's how it's the only thing he knows in terms of raising kids. And that really kind of got to me when he was telling them that not to waste his time. He's got to save the world. Like, dude, you don't tell your grandkids that. Come on, man. Oh man, Clark was pissed. Why, asking them why did you wait so long to use it, and they didn't even, Jordan didn't even waste the time to accusing their granddad, because he turned and gave him a look. It was like, oh, it's not even a subtle. It's just he did it. He told us not to, and he was not happy. I mean, it kind of put them in danger. And honestly, if they'd done it sooner, he would have probably taken down Kilgrave sooner. Because that incentive pushed him to take him down instantly, pretty much. He was like, oh, my kid's in danger. I'm done with this. Get a little extra push that he needed. Man, that looked, oh my god, it was was it burning his ears? It was through his head? It was just going through and then basically frying his brain. Jesus. What was going on there? I know it's a sonic gun. I mean, there's more than that, but it was just God, that was a very visceral way of showing the pain he was going through. Because, I mean, Superman has heightened senses. His hearing is through the roof. Putting his ears, that's always been a another weapon choice that they use, like whenever in any of the like in BVS, Batman used that in a different way. I'm pretty sure, right? I'm pretty sure he did. I know he did in Dark Knight Returns Part 2. He used a plethora of gadgets to attack him. So yeah, it's been known to work on him, considering it makes sense, because he with someone with heightened hearing like that, they're gonna be sensitive and very vulnerable to those kind of weapons. But God, that was just such a visceral way of showing it. Like, it was just his ears were like irradiating almost. Ugh, and you could like see like the veins and everything on the portions of his head. Jeez. And he's strong enough to like a strong enough sonic blast to like push him back, not to just destroy his ears. So he said, General Lane said it was some yellow phosphorus that Jordan's laser vision, caused to basically affect, or he said jumpstart his metagenes, essentially, or enact them or activate them or whatever. So like were they latent? Oh, yellow phosphorescence triggered the metahumans develop. So it's meteor freaks. Because I mean, we saw yellow kryptonite there in the mining area. Are we actually getting meteor freaks? I just realized this is the second time we haven't had, like the second episode, we haven't had excuse me, Captain Luthor. Yeah, I'm in a flashback, but I mean, not a flashback, in a previously on, but that was it. So yeah, Jordan might have inadvertently caused meteor freaks. At least their version of meteor freaks. Obviously, the meteor necessarily didn't cause them. Well, I mean, for those that didn't watch Smallville, whenever the meteors landed, like, it wasn't, people wouldn't get hit by it, because if they did, they'd be dead. But like, it's the remnants of kryptonite would be like in the soil. They'd be interacting with it, with kryptonite, not knowing it's kryptonite, because by that point it wasn't even dubbed kryptonite yet. It was just before they would call it meteor rock. Before that, they wouldn't even know what it was. It was just fragments of green rock. Over time, it would mutate people, or just or give them abilities. And I mean, it's the same thing here. It's just more aerosol than anything, and that's kind of more immediate, I guess. Instead of like long-term exposure, it's just like you inhale that, you're exposed to that. So, because that's been that long since that keg party, I believe, pretty sure. It was before school started, I think. I'm wondering what that power is supposed to be. Well, it gave him some form of like heightened strength. Is it super speed, maybe? Like, he was like this, because his body was almost like seizing, like, but to like, and obviously words are failing me as per usual. Not supernatural. I can't think of the word, but superhuman. I think that's the word. A superhuman capacity. I'm not really sure what he would be. I don't know. I don't really recognize the kid's name. I don't know if he's supposed to be anything. These are all kids. Like, all these kids, I'm pretty sure are like, new members, or like, what's the one for? Original characters. Nothing that's comic related, I don't think. Tag, okay. So I put Tag or Taj. Hashtag. Anyway, I wonder what Jordan was thinking he could do. Did you think he was like he would be able to absorb it? Because he thought it was like his laser vision somehow gave him, which I mean it did, but I think he thought the blast was like radiation or something. You know, like it somehow the laser blast alone had given him abilities. So like maybe he thought he could absorb it. I'm not really sure. He was kind of like trying to calm him down. Like it seemed to have worked for a second though. Maybe it was just maybe he was just surprised, like when he had touched him. But yeah, it didn't quite work out. Jordan got thrown quite a distance. I wonder if that would be a thing though. Like maybe he was kind of absorbing it a little bit. Maybe that would add. Maybe that'll like add to his abilities. I don't think so, but it'd be an interesting idea. Like maybe other meta, like quasi meteor freaks he runs into, like if they're causing any trouble, maybe he can absorb their abilities or the radiation from them, and that'll add to his power. Maybe I don't know. It's kind of a tinfoil theory, but you never know. Jordan or Jonathan is such a good brother. Like, I mean, again, it's hard not to feel jealous. I mean, one, they're teenagers, and one of them has powers, and the other one doesn't thus far, like that we know of. So I mean, it's hard not to get jealous about that. So it's like you can't really blame Jonathan. Even the point where he was saying like it's not really fair for the other kids on the team. Even though he was the one that kind of vouched for his brother, like, hey Dad, let him join please. It was kind of he's responsible for his brother joining basically. But he was trying to be a good brother because he saw that this was helping him. This was helping Jordan. So he wanted to do whatever he can to help Jordan be at peace, be comfortable, be happy. But there's always going to be that instance where it's just like, man, he's kind of still encroaching on my territory. He's still kind of stepping on my moments, man. I'm basically being benched, while even with him having really no action, like with the not dexterity, but he's not particularly skilled. I mean, to be fair, like one person might be good at another element of the sport and bad at the other. Like he's not what the role he's in. He's not a receiver of any kind, so it doesn't really need to catch. But seeing that, Jonathan's like, man, I didn't really have the skill, and he's still getting the praise. He got the game ball, and here I am doing not like being benched. But when it came down to it, it's like, dude, to be honest, I was a little jealous. So I'm sorry about that. But what happened was an accident. It was not your fault. It's just like he's doing what and whenever things actually get to it, Jonathan will always want to protect his brother, no matter how powerful he seems to get. He's just like he wants to protect him because I think he's still the older brother. I think. I know they're twins, but I mean, like, I don't know which one's older by however many minutes. I just like what they're doing with their characters, and that they're not like they're bringing in like realistic issues and dramas between teenagers. Like the jealousy like that will creep up every now and then, whether you want it to or not. It's an emotion that you can't really control all the time. It's with something that you technically are like you should have as well. Like you were in that pool of possibility getting these abilities, and you don't, but your twin does. So I mean, I get him being jealous, and I can't blame him. So I'm just glad that he even then he'll push past it and is like, no, dude, I got you. You're my brother, and you gotta know this was an accident. None of this was your fault. Yeah, you can't be so down on yourself. I just love it. I just love it. What's this school? Like, the school of people with powers on DC. I don't recall. I'm trying to think. I mean, I might just not have the knowledge of this because I'm not like a super expert in comics. And I know some. I'm not completely ignorant of comic books, but I'm not like super well read in comics. The only school for powered kids I know is in X-Men, which is Marvel. So I don't know what that version is for DC. I'm trying to think, and the closest thing I can think to, it's not even really a school, is the Legion of Superheroes, and that's like way in the future, like the 30th century. So I don't know if anybody knows what that is. I guess you can let me know. I mean, I don't think that's gonna be a huge. That's not really a huge spoiler, really. I mean, I don't even know if they'll even bring that up. But and I thought it was funny, like whenever they were asking him before the whole, why didn't you bring the thing right away? And they're asking how many are there, and General Lane was like, that's classified, but let's just say, and he's kind of like about to get into it, almost like, kind of a grandfather moment. And obviously Lois like, Dad, no, shut up. Which kind of sucks because I kind of would have been interested to hear what he was going to say. Generally cares about his family. He cares about his grandkids. He doesn't have the best way of showing it. He's just very, again, he's used to parenting a specific way, and he feels like those that have the responsibility or have the capability of following a similar path should in the same way, that he should put the job first over his family, and that's just not something that everybody can push, like make themselves do, and not really something that you should. But I'm hoping that by the end of this he sees, opening Protocol 7734 isn't a good idea. But I don't know. I'm not really sure what the end game is for the season yet. Like, I know Morgan Edge is leading up to, part of, if at the very least part of the problem. Maybe Captain Luthor will end up helping Clark, realizing that he won't turn bad, that he has a family. I don't know, maybe or just seeing that this guy's creating an army of. I'm wondering if that might have led to like whatever Morgan Edge is doing here had happened on Luthor's planet, and that might have caused Clark to change. Because I know there's, what is it? Maybe it was red kryptonite. That would explain why maybe he could control them, or maybe Morgan Edge lost control at that point, and they followed Superman's lead. I don't know. Because if there's red kryptonite, that's not. That could prove to be very troublesome for the world. I'm trying to think. I know there's something that like that has a long-term effect when not in contact. Because red kryptonite, they have to be in constant contact with it to affect their personality. I think there's another one. Is it gold kryptonite, or does gold kryptonite strip your powers away permanently? I'm trying to remember. There's so many different colored kryptonites. Not so many, but there's a variety. I feel like there's one that changes your personality. I know there was like a comic on that. Like Clark, like whenever it would pass by, and it was far away, it would like completely like make him black out and have a completely different personality and think he was some other kind of superhero. I just don't remember what color it was. I don't think it was orange, or yellow, which would be bad if that's what that is, because that's kind of what we see here. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Then they could change the other ones, because I don't know what. I mean, we've seen red, like a version of red kryptonite affect Kara in the same way. So I don't know, man. I'm not really sure what would have led to. I'm not sure if this is hinting at what happened to Kal-El on Captain Luther's planet, on Luther's planet. Jordan is such a sweetheart. Like, he was like, I mean, he loves his parents, but I love like some. I mean, some. Not all kids are like, are super, like, they get super smiley when the parents are lovey-dovey or whatever. But like, he was leading his mom to the barn. He's like, why does your dad? And he's like, Dad, Mom, I don't know, just go. And then seeing her go towards, what was the setup that Clark had made. He had just like this goofy, just a pure loving smile. And I don't know, it kind of almost brought me to tears. I don't know why, but that scene alone, and then the scene between obviously with Lois and Clark, like that was. They do their dynamic, their chemistry is great. Like the Tyler Hoechlin and I don't remember her name. Oh no, I know Tyler Hoechlin more than I know the actress for Lois, so that's unfortunate. I'm gonna get her name down. 1 second. Elizabeth Tulik. It's such an easy name, and I can't. Well, Elizabeth at the very least is an easy name. Tulik. Elizabeth Tulik. But their chemistry, it just meshes. It's so effortless almost, even though it's new kind of to us. So like this version, it just seems so earned, like it feels like they've been together for years and they've been married for years. Part of it might have to do with the connection and the memories or maybe the nostalgia I had with Smallville and just like the history of Lois and Clark in the comics. But I mean, these two just do it so well, and that that moment in the barn is just such a beautiful representation of that. And I like it, like when they've kind of done the way they kind of do drama in this, or the not actually drama, but like how they do conflict in the show. Whenever Lois was upset that Clark didn't show up, and leading to Morgan Edge winning the vote. So I mean, that's kind of a big deal, to be honest, because now that they have the right to go and like break open the mines and get all this kryptonite. And of course, it's freaking all this is gonna be here because of freaking the meteor shower that Clark came in. I like that she stated that, yeah, I'm upset. I know it's irrational, but like, I mean, it's not necessarily irrational. It's like, but bringing up the fact that it's irrational to be upset knowing what you're doing, because it would be different if she didn't know who he was, that he was Superman, but she knows exactly who he is, what he does. So it's just like I'm upset. I know it's irrational for me to be upset because of this, and I knew what I was getting into. But it's just you can't control your emotions, even knowing the reasoning. You still it's gonna hit you, and taking on so much is as she stated, taking on more. The older you're getting, and the more you're gonna take on. It just seems like some of the other things feel like they're getting bogged down and buried. But you just gotta keep holding on and fighting for it. She's basically the first of his thoughts when he wakes up in the morning, and the last when he goes to sleep. And it's just again the core of the relationship almost. Just that they're strong together and they're so in love that even times like this that they can kind of reset in a way. But the point of it was just like showing like, yeah, I know how I'm feeling is kind of selfish in a way, considering what you have to do, your responsibility, but I'm still feeling it. Some shows, they kind of, I don't know, I feel like some shows just wouldn't have done it as well as this did, or they haven't. Some shows probably have. I haven't seen every show, but I just like the way this show did it. And it did seem like it's also kind of maybe things are kind of starting to slowly work out for Lana and her husband, which I forget his name every time. Kyle. Sorry, Kyle. And Sarah seems kind of like happy, well, obviously surprised and shocked, like, whoa, what's going on? Huh, this doesn't happen. I wasn't sure if they were just like, oh, gross, like, or go like, wow, huh, they actually seem happy right now. But I still think it's funny she's covering her little sister's eyes. But I'm hoping that's not just a one time. Like, hopefully that, because I want things to work out for Lana. You know, she seems like a great person. I don't think that I might have been misreading like the first episode. I think it was what it was, first or second episode with her maybe still having a thing for Clark. Maybe she does, but she's not gonna do anything. I don't think that's what they're ever like intending to do. I feel like the show knows better than to do that. I'm hoping that they don't go that route ever. Yeah, I just hoping, and also for Sarah's sake as well. Not like, obviously I want Lana to be happy and for things to work out for those two, her and even Kyle. I feel like maybe that would help him kind of see without the blinders as to what Morgan Edge is doing. It's hard to think is without like super looking into it, you might not know exactly what he's doing. But I don't know. But again, for Sarah, because like the whole her family life is kind of part of what's weighing on her. So maybe I'm hoping that the family itself can start to repair, and Sarah will have an easier time healing. Maybe. I'm worried that Edge is going to force Lana into the experiment or whatever it is he's doing that gives people these powers. And it's interesting that he's able to do it to where it's specifically Kryptonian abilities, not just like random abilities like meteor freaks. What I'm curious as to how he's doing it, other than obviously he's using some X-Kryptonite. I don't know what that is. I don't think I've heard of that. I don't know. And it all just seemed like green kryptonite, but maybe it's like they're all different colors on one rock. Maybe, I don't know. And I'm assuming he's using the radiation from the kryptonite somewhere in the experiments. I just don't. I mean, it's fictional rock. It's fictional radiation. I don't know how it affects the human body exactly, and especially done with testing. So I don't know. I'm still not sure about the whole, his remark on resurrect an army. Like, is he just going to bring back people that have been dead for a while and they'll be undead and hard to kill or something? Or people that were killed in the mines and he planned that so that he'd have test subjects maybe. I don't know. I do not know. Morgan Edge also threatened to if I'm reading correctly, to look into Lois's life or to why her reasonings behind being so interested in Smallville as well. I mean, her husband came from here, man. I mean, that's not a bad reasoning, I mean, granted, they had lived in Metropolis, so I guess he wouldn't see why they would want to live here. Like, he doesn't actually care about this place, so he doesn't see the emotional attachment to it. But I'm wondering if he's gonna find out about Clark being a Kryptonian, maybe try to catch him and run experiments on him, and maybe that'll lead to somehow controlling him. Or at least that's what had happened on the other on Lex's or Captain Luthor's whatever planet, Earth. That's all I got for this episode. Again, we still haven't had Lex, or still I still don't necessarily said it was Lex, but for now I'm just gonna call him Lex. Lex hasn't showed up in the last 2 episodes. I'm assuming the next one, because they're still kind of starting to get into him. General Lane working on Protocol 7734 now, or at least creating one. I'm wondering if Lex will get wind of that somehow, or if he's gonna be able, if somehow like the AI he's using will sense the kryptonite. Or pick up on it, not sense it, but like pick up on it maybe. I don't know how I'm not sure like exactly how its parameters or how its sensors work. What it hones onto exactly. And if we can get any more into this like school for powered kids, maybe. Again, I'm wondering if it's like kind of a small look into new Media Freaks, like the new version of Media Freaks. I'd be kind of excited. I'd be down for that, kind of a walk down memory lane kind of a thing, and it'd be, I don't know. I'd be down for it. But yeah, I'm interested in what's going on with Edge. Like, what's this resurrecting army like? Is it somebody he's already got, something he had and he's gonna bring back but powered, or some people he had killed too? Like the minds, like he's created a pool of people to experiment on to create these super powered soldiers. Why, other than take over the world? That's all I can think of. But anyway, guys, for now, that is it for this week's episode of Superman and Lois. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stick around for next week's episode, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you want to see any of our early access stuff, go ahead and check out our Patreon to get access, where you can obviously see shows early for any catch-up series we have going on, like Young Justice being one of them, and hopefully another one going up soon that we've been working on. We'll see how that goes.